What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. It's your boy D Dyson. Wu-Tang Season 2 on Hulu. American Saga. I really give this, just off the bat, I really enjoyed it. It was something of a easy season to follow because it's really broken down intricately on how the Wu-Tang clan really had emerged, how they started, the originality in it. Like, you got to see that bit by bit how everything was forming. First season, I really enjoyed because you seen the perils of all of them. They all knew each other, you know what I'm saying? One way, or another, or as they say in New York, around the way. They always knew each other. Some of them just had, more dealings with just really centering around RZA, Raekwon, which, is Sha, and Dennis, which is Ghostface, on top of Divine. So those four empowered. So it's like those 4 or 5 guys always was, around each other, always doing what they were doing, you know what I'm saying? And season 2 picks up where, because, RZA's sister is pregnant, Dennis as Ghostface, it's really hard for me to call him Dennis. I know they call him Dennis in the season, but it's always going to be Ghostface. Ghostface just, man, like I said, we'll get to that. But they were out in Ohio. It picks up because they were living in Ohio. Just from last season, how the mom, the dude come back in her life, as a baby daddy, and was like, yeah, all that. And it wasn't no fluke. So, they living in Ohio. And RZA gets into it with this dude. RZA got a girlfriend. Then I guess, the girlfriend's dude's from Ohio, kind of, Ohio back then, trying to be street cat, out there selling dope or whatever. And RZA just get into it with the dude, and ends up really, like, hey, I'm gonna beat you up. Then dude sees RZA as he was, going home, and was like, nah, so RZA was busting out, and then turns out the dude snitched on RZA, and RZA goes to jail. So I was just kind of like, damn, that's messed up. That's really unfortunate. You got Dennis out there trying to, really rocking with RZA, and they just like, man, we need money to eat. ODB coming back from New York to Ohio. And it's crazy because seeing ODB, with the crack and the potato chip bags, like, I immediately thought about Cameron. Like, I used to get it in Ohio. So I was telling myself, I'm like, that's really that pipeline from New York to Ohio. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was really like a real pipeline. And I was just like, I just thought about Cameron in that moment when it was like, I'm like, used to get it in Ohio. I'm like, that is really, I was like, Wu-Tang was doing it first. You know what I'm saying? So I'm telling myself all that had went down, and then, RZA, Ghostface really getting it in, they come trying to shut their operation down, and then he gets shot in the neck. And back at home, Vine about to get out, from the halfway house, and seeing how Raekwon, stopped being in the streets, really putting his thing in music, power being power. And you just seeing how everyone has kind of like, moved on since, RZA had moved from out there, So I'm just like, man, you just see how it goes. And then Method is, in his thing, and Inspector Deck. It was kind of hard for me to figure out who the new guy was as far as the replacement character for Joey Badass. Like, I was trying to figure out who Method was hanging with, and I was like, oh, damn, until he spelled his name on the wall. And I was like, wow, that's okay. You know what I'm saying? Which is shout out to Joey Badass. He's killing it over there at Raising Cane. I know you gotta go check that out. I'll put that at the end as far as my review as far as that, because he killing it over there as Unique. But just trying to understand who everybody was, and then, Raekwon evidently gets shot, in the leg, and, he started hobbling, you know what I'm saying? He was really about to make it because he was really about to go to an important session, didn't making it. So, you know what I'm saying? Then you got the introduction of You God. Everybody was talking about that from season 1 review. Where's You God? We got You God. And I felt like You God should have been in the first season because he really was around them. They just showed him that he was always, he was there around Method. But I was like, they'll have to kind of break that down. I have to go back and watch Of Mics and Men on Showtime, because that's when I really understood their whole story, which was, and just like it's so true to how they got on, bro, because it was like, RZA came back, beat the jail rep, like, and they, him and Dennis moved back, and they was like, man, I already know what I got to do. The thing that made me upset about this, Ashton Sanders, please do not do that voice. That voice was horrible. Do not. I don't know if that was his voice in season 1. I have to go back, but do not do that voice. Just do not do that. I'm like, he sounds like DMX, you know what I'm saying, and a robot. Like, it don't sound like RZA. I know RZA has a unique tone and a unique sound the way he talks, but just figure it out, bro, because that ain't it. That ain't it. It's talented brother, love that dude, bro, but that voice ain't it. I'm like, oh boy, as Vine, he is killing that, because Vine talks exactly like that. So like I said, I'm like, it's, you got to work it out. But him and Ghostface come back, you know what I'm saying, trying to do their thing, and you just seen how they really trying to put it all together. And when it comes to really getting his own spot, turning it into a studio, having everybody come over, you know what I'm saying? But you just seen Magic in there, like, man, at least we got something. It's really, really raw. Like, it's raw. Then it comes to, really the formation of Protect Your Neck, and then they starting to go into performing at colleges. I feel like back then, I feel like that's where they got their respect, you know what I'm saying? Because they up in the frat houses trying to just, like, be around. It's like, if y'all like that, then y'all gonna like this. And I'm like, because they couldn't perform, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, that's dope, bro. Like, the hurdles that they had to go through to get, they push their album and push who they were out. Like, because you never seen something like that. 8 dudes on one song, no chorus. Everybody got a unique sound. How long are you going to stay in that song to listen to all of them? But everything that they were saying was, it pulled you in because it was something unique. The RZA's beats really held it all together, because RZA's beats was very unique. It really incorporated, and you could just see, how Raekwon and Dennis or Ghostface really they all watch martial arts movies, and it was funny because you start hearing snippets of the album, Enter the 36 Chambers, Wu-Tang Forever, and Incarcerated Scarface. It's getting you like, man, like just to be around it was just dope at a dope time. You know what I'm saying? Something different. And I just love the fact that how, they were trying to do all the record execs, and crazy how they were offering them so much money, man. But they were about to change their image, and, RZA understanding, man, they gonna mess you over. Like, I'm not going for that. So whoever's gonna give us our freedom, that's who we go with. And they got offered a lot of money, $200,000 to really feed everybody. RZA was like, no, turn it down, yo. And I was just like, man. And just hearing that and understanding that, I was like, man, bro, like they went through a lot. And I feel like we got to shine a lot of light on Mook. How Power got to see Mook on the bus and understood, like, man, Mook, like, he said, yeah, I know you heard I was probably somewhere. Like, I want to know a lot more about that dude, because that's a low key dude that they like, man, he must be a street legend, moving it like it was like Rich, about Rich, Rich Porter and them, like, but I want to know about Mook, you know what I'm saying? Like, because fast forward to where Power's trying to book the spot at the venue and couldn't get it, that man really had to go talk to Mook. And I was like, man, that dude came back and was like, that dude knew Mook. You know what I'm saying? Like, that dude knew Mook. I was like, yeah, bro, you a real street dude, bro. Like, and he said, I wouldn't bet my reputation on them. And I was like, but he was like, I'm telling you, they the real deal. So you could tell that Mook had a lot of love out there just because he was a real street cat. You know what I'm saying? Like, did a lot of things for a lot of people. So that's what I'm telling myself. I'm like, that's what's up. Like, and got them the venue spot, and man, did they kill it, bro. I was like, dang, they killed. That performance was dope. Even with Method Man, like, because they had to play their B-sides for the record execs. And Method, he was on stage, was like, why y'all backing up? This is, I know it's me on this song, but this is ours. And I was like, that's how like, it was all, you never seen that before, a cohesive unit, you know what I'm saying? Such a cohesive unit, and you just got to see how it all worked, you know what I'm saying? And then I love the formation. I feel like I love the formation Protect Your Neck, how the video was shot and everything. Like, he kept it raw, how GZA really had the camcorder, because that's what made Of Mics and Men. You know what I'm saying? Just seeing that footage of GZA just, going around, really, really showcasing what they were going through back then. And I feel like I ain't gonna say they glanced over Cream, because they brought that pain, because, Raekwon's mom got evicted, and he just brought that he was like, man, you upset? Good. Change that into these words. And he just went off in there, you know what I'm saying? Inspector Deck had something that he wrote, when he was locked up. We got to see how he was really just, because he was really going through that at that time, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, it's just, I love the formation on it. Method Man come in there and was like, man, we need a hook for this. He's like, cash through everything around. I'm like, man, like, how you just think of something like that? You know what I'm saying? Like, and it just made me be like, oh my gosh, these boys is dope. I see why they signed with Loud. Just, Loud was really trying to give them what they want, and because RZA knew the game, like, that was evidently, not saying they downfall, but they complications that still carry on to this day. Because RZA knew the game, RZA was trying to help him in a sense. But at the same time, I understand what he was trying to protect. But it's, when you're trying to protect it, nobody's going to get their money. You know what I'm saying? Because you're trying to protect it. So it's like, and you living large, you living nice, but you only giving them a percentage. But I get what the whole overall arching, why he management, you know what I'm saying, with him and Vine and Power and all them up there. It's just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we created it. It's by us. Keep it with us. Because if you give it to them, they're going to do whatever they want. But at the same time, he allowed them to get solo deals for everyone else. So basically, you got 8 artists that all 8 of them go platinum, bro. That's a $100 million record label right there. You know what I'm saying? But he allowed you to eat on your own, but I'm still keeping the property of Wu-Tang. Hence, this is why we got this. And very smart. That was a very smart business, but like I said, it's you see the and I can't wait for them to really dive into the complications of, what that really meant. And it all started even with ODB, instead of ODB going to Def Jam, which that was ODB's dream of going to Def Jam, you know what I'm saying? But he switched it out and like, man, you're going to Electric so we can make that back end up, you know what I'm saying, have Meth go to Def Jam. And I was kind of like, damn, because they were still trying to make that deal with Electric, like $200,000. That'll help us, but just get him, So it's basically sacrificing him going over there. And he was like, that's why Vine was like, man, he family, bro. Why would you do? He said, I know, but he going to stand with this business like too. And I'm like, damn, like that's just, it really blew me after that. Like, man, this is really about to get very intricate. You know what I'm saying? Not disheartening in any way, but just very intricate of how that business is. And then you've seen at the end, season finale, that, RZA got his own spot, him and his girl and all that. And, you see him down there, he had it all. He had Liquid Swords with GZA. You know what I'm saying? That Ghostface. He had incarcerated Scarfaces. Like, he had Only Built for Cuban Links already almost in there. And all these floppy disks. That shows how old we are, because I know what those floppy disks is, and I'm on the last generation to really have that floppy disk. We had to bring it to school, as far as the school list, and save everything on that floppy disk, you know what I'm saying? But you couldn't get it wet. That little middle piece, you couldn't get it wet. So that's why I'm telling myself, I'm like, yeah, that was really rough to see. But you've seen how they're going to bounce back from all that, and how he's still going to make all those, those tracks. Because like I said, it really dawned on me, every one of their albums, no matter who record label they were under, RZA always produced tracks for them because them dudes was like, I'm not finna do an album with you if I can't get RZA. And so RZA in that sense was gonna get paid too. So that's why I was telling myself, I'm like, man, you know, that's just I can't wait to see it. Because, and another thing I didn't really like was, you know, how there was, you know, the words would pop up, but I get it because I'm telling myself, I'm like, it's true hip hop. He wants everyone who's a new fan of Wu-Tang, I want y'all to understand. But like I said, I'm one of them. I'm an old school. When Cream first came out, you know what I'm saying? Like I was probably 5, 6 years old. I just remember hearing it, and then I kept hearing it through the duration of the 90s. You know what I'm saying? And even with It's Yours, I can't wait for them to really jump into Wu-Tang Forever, because that's when I became a true Wu-Tang fan, when I heard Inspect the Deck on Triumph. That was it. I used to print out lyrics just to hear that song. You know what I'm saying? Because I just never heard a verse so masterful like that. And then just to follow it up with different skills and different ways of rhyming, I was like, I'm locked in forever. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I can't wait to see how All Their Life plays out. Another thing about this, I kept telling myself with ODB, you know, how ODB really, when they went down to the South in that convention, like, you know, and ODB showed up, did his thing, was like, man, leave me alone. Like, so I kept telling myself, you know, when does the drugs play with ODB? Like, you're going to see him get more and more crazy. But I just want to tell myself, I'm like, I'm pretty sure we're going to get to that now that he's kind of away from RZA. So he about to do his own thing. We about to see what made him get to that level. So, which I can't wait. I can't wait for season 3. I really give season 2 a 9 out of 10 because I was really engaged. I really loved it. I finished this one season in 2 days. In 2 days, I was just hooked. From morning to night, I was hooked. Just knocked it out because this is my childhood. This is truly an American story from rags to riches, and we get to see everything in between that people didn't get to see, you know, in them times forever. So that's why I'm so here for this. So, you guys enjoyed my review of Wu-Tang's Season 2 American Saga on Hulu. Subscribe to my channel. Post, comment down below, and like the video. It's your boy, D. Dyson. Peace.